What is going on, everyone? NBL Live is back, and do we have two great matchups here on NBL Live? A little super show action. We got the New York Giants taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We also got the Carolina Panthers taking on the Green Bay Packers. Two fantastic matchups, and what's fantastic, you get to see them both live here on the air. That's right. If you haven't been to a super show before, you are in for a treat. Two games live at once. We'll have the ability to show you each individually, show you both on screen. But before we get to all that, we have our NBL Live pregame show brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, Web3KS.com. They do so much for our NBL network, including graphics, overlays, things you see across the network. If you're anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, hit up Web3KS.com. Let them know NBL sent you. You'll get 15% off your entire order. Web3KS.com, the leaders in affordable graphic design. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, folks. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, the Commish Bomber. We're a couple weeks into the season. Things starting to suss them out a little bit. You're starting to find, again, 5 weeks in, figuring out who the real teams are, who the contenders, who the pretenders are. And tonight, we got a lot of teams looking to prove themselves on NBL Live.
Yeah, we got a great matchup tonight, and we got two winless teams taking on each other. So one's going to come home with their first W in NBL Season 35, and you're probably saying, Bomber, why did we put that game on? That doesn't sound like a good game. Well, actually, it is. Cringe, the New York Giants, hasn't been here, and Jamie's still trying to figure it out. Last year, he went to the NFC Championship game, got manhandled by the Dallas Cowboys. It kind of shook him a little bit, OSU, but he's 0-3 right now. The New York Giants are 0-4. One of them's coming away with the dub, and this might be the dub that kind of propels one of the seasons to the next level, and it might completely sink the ship of the other team right now. And then on the other end, we got the Carolina Panthers. They're 3-1, taking on the very surprisingly competitive Green Bay Packers. A lot of people slept on this team. Very good front-to-back team. I mean, Playa's got this team. He's our draft guru. He's got them up to an 86 overall from an under 80 team. That's a very, very nice feat for him. And he's taking on the Carolina Panthers, who are 3-1, who I'm saying it right now. The Carolina Panthers at 3-1 are the worst team that we're going to be watching tonight.
It's going to be very interesting. That's a hot take. And it's going to be very interesting. We're going to get into some of the little underlying storylines. You look at records, you look at the games. As I just found out that Porter not only is going to be the worst team tonight, but he had to update his game. Couldn't even get his game updated before the stream.
So how much time do we have to buy before you can do that? Bro, I mean, he's got super speed internet. Shouldn't take long.
Yeah, it's the tuning up.
Oh, he's back up
he's
already.
Back up. Okay. But shout out to T-Ports. That's what the
we don't expect anything less than for Tyler Porter to wait until this kind of time to go, oh crap, guys, I forgot to update my game.
That's right, folks. He is your Season 34 Achievement in Media Excellence Award winner. Captain Update himself, Porter, owner of the Carolina Panthers. Let's get to the players to watch, because I'm very excited to talk about some of these guys. Let's first look at the Panthers and the Packers. Bomber, we got a high-powered wide receiver matchup here. First for the Green Bay Packers, Derek Patterson. Man, talk about a guy who is the leader in the clubhouse right now for Rookie of the Year. 28 receptions, 524 yards, 3 touchdowns, 18.7 per catch. Bomber, you have played against this Green Bay Packers team. You know how scrappy they are, and with a weapon like Derek Patterson, man, what does he bring to the table for this Green Bay Packers offense?
He brings a lot. Derek Patterson, 5'10", UT. He's a Longhorn, 21 years old, $175. The real question coming in here was catching traffic, catching spec catch. He had some drops at Texas. He's not really having that kind of issue here in Green Bay with Matt Stafford under center throwing him the ball. He's got 3 drops on 28 catches. That's really, really good. And let me read out his numbers so far in the first 4 games. His team's 1-3, and they're coming off a big-time victory, 16-13 victory over the Jaguars. They were in a close one week 1 against the Detroit Lions where they lost to a last-second field goal. They held the lead at the end. Here's his stats. 5 catches for $192, 9 for $129, 8 for 103, and 6 for 100. He's hit 100 yards receiving every single game he's played. I expect that trend to continue tonight. I think it's going to be a shootout in Carolina.
What a weapon they have added on the flip side. Boy, the Carolina Panthers have a weapon for themselves. DJ Moore, Bomber. This guy is a matchup nightmare. 20 catches, 432 yards. Doesn't have a touchdown yet this year, but a 21.6 receiving average. If there's one thing we know about this Panthers offense, they're 3-1 right now. They love DJ Moore, but if they face any sort of adversity, if they're looking for a big play, what I call the DJ and pray is going to get into effect, which is where they're just going to be chucking it up to DJ Moore, and he's going to make the plays because that's how good he is.
DJ and Pray, I go with Gimme More. I just changed his first name to Gimme.
Okay,
And if he's on your fantasy team, you're saying the same thing. Give me some targets. I need to see more from DJ Moore. And so far, DJ Moore's not living up to the expectations that they had for him last season. He's got 0 touchdowns, as you said. The DJ and Pray hasn't really been answered so far. Last year, he had 11 touchdowns, 1,300 yards, 76 catches. But I think he breaks out tonight. I think he breaks that streak. No touchdowns. We're going to keep an eye on that. That's going to be our watch. That's going to be an NBL alert moment when DJ Moore finally gets that first touchdown to NBL season 35.
In our other game, battle of 2 winless teams. Now, 2 winless teams in very different points in the year. The New York Giants, as we look at Saquon Barkley, 260 yards, 4.3 per carry, 5 touchdowns, 1 fumble. That's all in good. But the storyline with the New York Giants is owner cringe hasn't been here. It has been a season of a lot of sim losses, and that's why the New York Giants are where they are. This isn't a bad team. This is a team that won the division last year. What do you expect for the New York Giants? How hard is it for them to come out of this hole and be competitive in a very difficult NFC East?
This is a tough NFC East with an improved team, the Washington Redskins, the building the franchise Washington Redskins, even though you didn't see it last night on youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. The live show, episode number 2, we saw these Washington Redskins, and they didn't look good against Dallas, but Dallas is such a tough team. It's going to be tough for Cringe. If you go to MaddenBomberLeague.com, you see Cringe's ugly mug on the right side there of the NFC East. I don't think we're going to see it this year. He's 0-4. Cowboys are riding high at 5-0. I think we go back to Z-Star on the cover of the NBL Daddy League's website, but it's not all hope lost for the Giants. I think they got a chance to make a playoff run.
I always love having Z-Star on the Daddy League's page because he's got to stand on his tippy toes to get that picture. Let's look at our other winless team, and boy, a surprising team to see winless right now. It is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Chris Godwin, the guy that they have been looking to a lot this year. 14 catches, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 16.9. That's all in good, but listen, I don't want to talk about Chris Godwin, Bomber. I want to talk about what is wrong with this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. They get rid of Jameis Winston. They bring in a guy who struggled in Jacksonville, Blake Bortles, saying that this is what's going to put us over the top. After they were already 13-3 and they went to the NFC Championship game, it has been a disastrous start to the season. Did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a chance of turning this around?
It's a crazy thing, what we like to call momentum in the NBL, just overall morale within a team. They lost Jameis Winston, who we thought was a replaceable, interchangeable part on this team. They bring in Blake Bortles. He has star development. He comes from a couple not successful years in Jacksonville, and he just has looked bad. But more importantly, you lost Jameis Winston, but that still doesn't explain what's going on defensively. They're giving up 34 points per game. They're 31st against total yards. Defensively, they're giving up 347.7 yards per game. Are you kidding me? Nearly 300 passing, nearly 75 rushing. This team is just not looking good, and defensively, they can't allow themselves to get beat this bad because they don't have the offensive firepower to put up mid-20 points. They're putting up 21 right now. That's kind of where I had them at in our Commissioner Corner podcast. We talked about teams that might show out. How will the Bucs do? I have them about averaging 20 to 23 points per game. Their defense has to get down to that 15 to 18 points per game allowed, be a top 5 defense in the league for this team to have a chance.
Big shout out to a couple subs we had here in the pregame show. A Subscriber giveaway to Timbo, which is funny because Timbo's got the gold emblem. He got a free month from the old Subscriber giveaway. I saw somebody else. Oh, it was Colonel Sanders 94, the Subscriber himself with the 7 months of subbing. Appreciate it.
So he reminded himself, oh yeah, that's right, I got a sub this month, and then he's like, let me give one away while I'm here. Yeah. Subscriber. It 20, was strong.
27.
How many is it?
Subscriber giveaways.
Oh, we gotta give him something once he gets to 30, OSU. I mean, what can we give him?
A high five.
Football. Oh, we got all those footballs.
Yeah, I can get a football. Sure, I'll send you a football.
Yeah, all right. You give the 30 giveaways. We'll send you a football. OSU will sign it. Thank you for the 30 subscribers because that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, we're about ready to send it out to this super show.
OSU's trying to hurry up before I give something else away.
Bro, settle down. And OSU will send the shirt off his back to the subscriber. No, that's not it.
Speaking of that, we got some new shirts and designs coming out. I don't know if you checked them out. You can go to @Bomber League and find them on Twitter. But yeah, let's get right into the game.
We got 2 games tonight. Same time, super show action. Got to get your guys' predictions. Put them in the chat. Bomber, who do you like? Let's start out first with the battle of 2 winless teams that we know have a lot of talent and a lot of potential. Giants and Bucks. Who is going to get off the schneid and get their first win tonight?
Don't know what that word means, but I'm going to take.
You can use it.
It's a good. I'm going to Google it first before I use it. I don't know who I like in the Panthers Packers game, but I'm going to go with the other game first. Buccaneers have been here the whole time. They're 0-3. Giants 0-4. I think Cringe is a better player, but I think he's going to have to get used to what his team's doing, which hasn't been good on the field. Obviously, he hasn't been there. I'm going to go Bucks. I'm going to think Bucks take this game, and I think it's going to take Cringe a couple to get
Madden Rust is real. Madden Rust is real. You haven't touched the sticks in a while?
And also his team is playing really low, and I think Jamie's used to it now. He's been the reason why it's declined. Cringe has not been, so I think it's going to take him a second to get used to it. On the flip side, Packers at home, taking on Porter's Panthers. Even though I love Wham Bam, thank you, Cam. He's my fantasy football quarterback in the NBL. I'm going with the old man River Playa. Wow. I'm going to say they win this game, and I think it's going to be 31-24. I think Playa wins. And the Tampa game, I think Tampa wins 21-17 over the Giants. Hot takes.
Two fantastic games here on NBL Live. Plus, you get the added bonus to see what else Bomber's going to give away of mine. It should be a lot of fun. Bomber, before we send it to the games, I got to ask. Porter, 3-1 right now. How many wins are the Carolina Panthers going to end with at the end of the season? Is this a team that's going to make the playoffs?
I did have a hot take. I told you, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my hot take on the night. So I'm going to give all the win-loss records so far. We got 0-4 for the New York Giants, 0-3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1-3 for the Green Bay Packers, and 3-1 for the Panthers. And my hot take is this. The Panthers will finish, out of these 4 teams playing right now tonight on the Super Show, that's 2 games live on one screen, I'm going to say the Panthers walk away this season with a worse record than all of them.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't even look at his schedule. I'm literally just, that's just a gut feeling.
It's just the feeling.
There's no analytics behind this. It's just me kind of trolling Porter a little bit because I told him on the phone I was probably going to do this to him, and he thought it was kind of funny that he probably doesn't want me to do it. But yeah, but Cam Newton still needs to get his yards and needs to get his touchdowns, Porter, so we need to make that happen.
Well, it should be a great show tonight. If you haven't seen an NBL Super Show, you are in for a treat. 2 games live at once. Let's get this bad boy underway. Coming up next, a battle of 2 winless teams in the Giants and the Bucks. A battle of 2 teams, maybe a little bit of playoff inspirations. Panthers and Packers. It is all live, and it's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the NBL Network. Holla.
And we are live, folks. Dual screen action. It's an NBL Super Show here for NBL Live broadcast 252 here on the NBL Network. Appreciate each and every one of you tuning into NBL Live. I'm OSU. I'm hanging with my man Bomber. On your left screen, you will see the New York Giants and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On your right screen, the Carolina Panthers and the Green Bay Packers kicking off right now. 2 games at once, Bomber. You gotta love Super Show night here on NBL Live.
Absolutely. The excitement is rocking and rolling, and the games kind of stagger themselves. As you see, like one game kicks off already, the other game kind of still in the process of kicking off, and it just creates that nice concept towards the end of the first half. We got an end of a first half, we got one that's about to end, and it is great towards the end of the games as well. Just a lot of excitement and just a lot of fun here on these Super Shows. Absolutely loving it. It's becoming a staple of the NBL Network.
And we certainly appreciate each and every one of you spending time here on your Wednesday evening, hump day. And boy, it's going to get a little more interesting, folks, as we get into December. The college football season winding down. You're going to see more Super Shows on Saturday nights. And then as the NFL season runs down, we'll start doing more on Sunday nights. So it's starting to open up for NBL Live as on the first play. A little screen pass for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And much like their season so far, it goes nowhere. Maybe a yard on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 and a handoff first down for Green Bay. And Bomber, look at those Green Bay highlighter jerseys. Bright yellow in a rainy day in Carolina.
Yeah, no excuses for Cam Newton. He throws the interception here. He can't say, oh, I just didn't see. Yeah, you did. You saw the cheesehead he was running around. Screenplay early on is just telltale sign here at the quarterback play. They don't really trust it in Tampa so far. No Jameis Winston. Blake Bortles just hasn't been getting it done.
And Bortles dropping back on 2nd and 9, looking over the middle of the field. A little touch pass, and that's incomplete. It's going to bring up a 3rd down, 2nd and 11 for the Green Bay Packers. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right side. Excuse me, bunch formation, 3 to the right side, 1 over to the left side. And on 2nd down 11, they're going to try to establish this run game, handing it off to Henry, a yard on the play. Do you like seeing the Green Bay Packers running the ball early against this Carolina defense?
I think they have to keep the defense honest, so they're going to get into the run game early because they know it's wet, it's rainy here in Green Bay. Get the run game going, then the play action comes out, and Matt Stafford can find his favorite target, the number 1 overall pick in the NBL 35 rookie draft, Derek Patterson. And I also want to say something to you, OSU. Congratulations. We just hit 25,000 views on the NBL Network Twitch channel.
That's absolutely awesome, and that's a big shout out to everybody who tunes in each and every week here on the NBL Network. We wouldn't be here without you guys. 3rd and 9, deep pass down the field, and Godwin can't come up with it. So 3 passes start the game, and it's a 3 and out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As Green Bay facing a similar 3rd and 9, play clock running down, just gets it off, dropping back, first pass of the game, taking a deep shot, almost picked off. You got to put some air under that one. That's old Matty Stafford, the former Detroit Lion, going to division rival Green Bay, and Bomber, he does not have the arm strength that he used to.
It just seems like he kind of hung the ball up there in the air just a little too much air underneath it. Matt Stafford, 32 years old, still got the 98 throw power, but just doesn't seem like he's stepping into those passes like he used to. On the season, his QBRs have been 122, 68, 86, 58, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions on the young season for the 32-year-old star quarterback Matthew Stafford.
Both teams struggling to move the ball early in this game, going to flip it over to the other side. New York getting the ball. They're facing a 1st and 10, 2 wide receivers, and on 1st down, they're going to hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley. A little spin move. He's got some room. He's got a 1st down up past the 40 to the 45. He is so wily, Bomber. It only takes 1 missed tackle, and Barkley goes for 22 on his first carry of the game as Cam Newton drops back on 1st and 10, and DJ Moore making a diving play. He picks up 19 after the other 2 offenses looked absolutely stymied. The Panthers and the Giants come out firing on 1st down.
Something to take a note of, the Carolina Panthers come out swinging against these Green Bay Packers. Not the best choice. This is a very athletic secondary for the Green Bay Packers. They don't give up many yards in the passing game. They're 3rd, and they're 4th against the run. They're only giving up 240 yards per game defensively. This team can fly around and make plays.
And a little pressure there on Cam Newton. No gain on that little drag route underneath. 1st and 10, dropping back to pass. Looking to the flat. He completes it down to the 48-yard line. And talk about another former Detroit Lion. Bobby, this is like the former Detroit Lions games right now. That is Josh Allen, recently let go by the Detroit Lions, now in New York, and he's healthy for a moment.
Well,
are you
feels
surprised?
like he was let go because what was given for him and what was received for him on the back end wasn't close to the same, but he was traded, 1st and 2nd round pick this year. The New York Giants give it up. Let's see if he can have a nice game here in his New York Giants debut.
2nd and 10, tight coverage downfield, looking for Devin Funchess, 1-on-1. No call there.
I'm telling you, it's an athletic group there in Green Bay. Do
and
not
aggressive.
sleep on them.
And
they get aggressive. They'll cover 0. They want you to have to throw the ball early because their cornerbacks are fast, they're smart, and they're young. This is one of the best drafters in the NBL, the Green Bay Packers owner player. Surprisingly, he just traded away his 1st-round pick too. That's the first time he's done that in 10 seasons.
Yeah, that was the big news of the day as a handoff up the middle. But here's the thing, Bomber. That Green Bay Packers defense gets even more athletic with the addition of Tremaine Edmonds, and that's just an unbelievable move. I know people are questioning whether he should have given up that 1st-round pick that is looking like it's going to be an early 1st-round pick. It's on 3rd and 10. User got a little lost, but DJ Moore didn't make the catch. The safety come down, making a nice play, and the Panthers going to have to punt. But let's be clear, their corners are very athletic, Bomber, and now they're adding a real franchise middle linebacker that is going to be there for years to come.
And he's only 22 years old, so the last 2 seasons in which he's played and maybe hasn't lived up to potential, he's still really young. His body's still maturing. I like what I see from this kid, and he's 6'5". You got a wrecking ball in the middle of the field, but I think it's a win-win for both teams. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to come away with a great draft pick that can fit their new offense that they're building around George Romero, starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
George, Jorge, whatever you want to call him, is Josh Allen. 2 for 2 to start this game. Bomber, what does this New York Giants team look like? I mean, they had Kyle Lauletta last year. There's a little bit of quarterback question marks. They bring in Josh Allen this year. How much better are the New York Giants with the young Allen at quarterback?
I think it's going to make them a lot better. I thought they were good with Kyle Lauletta. Obviously, he went to Cincinnati. Now they had the void to fill after they traded for him, and there was a lot of quarterbacks out there. They didn't make a move. I was surprised by that, but maybe in the back end they were waiting for a young quarterback like Josh Allen to come available. We'll see how it plays out for him, but I like him in New York. The only question mark is, OSU, can he stay healthy? That's the only concern I have for Josh Allen. He's still 23, 24 years old.
Udeze with the carry for the Green Bay Packers, picking up 4. And so far, Green Bay very consistent, sticking to the ground game, trying to establish that, and then looked at that play action over the top. 2nd and 9 pistol formation for Josh Allen. A lot of movement over there, and I think the the New York Giants are going to have to back up 5 on that play. And after only getting a yard on first down, that's a big mistake. 2nd and 6 for Romero and the Green Bay Packers. 2 wide receivers over to the right side, 1 over to the left side. He's got Udeze in at halfback. 3:03 to go. Romero dropping back on 2nd down and 6. Waiting, looking, tosses it underneath, completes it. It looks like it's going to be a first. Stafford with the throw. Going to pick up 7 yards on the play. That's a real nice throw from Matt Stafford, finding Valdez-Scantling underneath. But how about that Green Bay Packers offensive line is Saquon Barkley? He's got a first down, one man to beat, shakes him off down to the 10-yard line. Nice run by Barkley, but how about that Green Bay offensive line really keeping the quarterback clean, keeping Stafford clean against a very good Carolina defense?
Yeah, I saw him make 3 reads on that play. Nobody was really open, OSU, and it was a nice man coverage. Stafford steps up, waits, finds Valdez-Scantling. That's been his number 2 target, and he's looking phenomenal so far. I like what I see from Playa. Don't sleep on this old man. He's still got a little JU ice in the tank, and that's juice for those just tuning into NBL Live.
Dropping back to pass on 1st and goal is Allen, looks underneath, completes it to Saquon Barkley down to the 2-yard line. Let's go full screen as that game well inside the red zone. We will keep an eye on the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers as Green Bay has a 2nd and 1 near midfield, but it is the New York Giants on the doorstep looking to put the first points on the board in this battle of 2 surprising winless teams. Play action, nope, it's a handoff to Saquon Barkley, and I get you have Saquon Barkley, Bomber, but on 2nd and goal, would have liked to see maybe a little play action rollout. Trust Barkley on 3rd down, but Saquon Barkley is a very quick running back. He is not a between the tackles power guy, and Tampa Bay, they brought the heat on that drive.
Yeah, I think a little too predictable for the Giants. As I said, this is the first game for the owner this season, as he missed a couple to start this regular season. He was gone traveling the world, went to the Grand Canyon. Shout out to Cringe. But yeah, a little too predictable there. Let's see if Josh Allen gets an opportunity to make a throw here in tight windows.
And how about he does? One-time money ball, and who else is going to catch that one? I believe that was Odell Beckham Jr. with the catch. It's a touchdown for the Giants, and that one, Bomber, too easy. A great read. Josh Allen puts it on the money, and Bomber, you talk about running those slants against cover 2s. You basically got 2 windows to look at, and he threw it at the right moment.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch and catch. As I said, Josh Allen showed a lot of potential in Detroit. I mean, if you really go look at his numbers, he was putting up 115 to 125, 130 QBRs. It's all about health with Josh Allen, but when he's healthy, he just came back off an injury with Detroit. He was traded. I think if he stays healthy the rest of the season, this team can make a run.
Throw up the middle. Matty Staff completing it down to the 23-yard line. And we go from full screen to one game. We're going to go full screen to the other. Green Bay looking to put points on the board. It is. Let's go full screen to that bad boy.
Rain like the Green Bay Chargers are trying to. I mean, the Green Bay Packers
Chargers
are trying to get inside the red zone right
LA
here.
Gets everything.
I took them all the way to the West Coast. Matt Stafford doing a great job splitting that cover 2, splitting the safeties right there, finding that little angle route on the right side.
As the Green Bay Packers knocking on the door. Green Bay, it's just a tough team, man. The record does not really reflect how tough this team is, and now they got some offensive weapons. That makes them dangerous. 1st and 10. I formation. Expect a run here on 1st down. Nope, they're going to throw it with Matt Stafford waiting. Looking, post route, and it's underthrown, and Randall just jumped that the whole way. It's going the other way, so we go full screen, and Playa makes us pay by throwing a really bad pick there. Yeah. That one, Stafford just doesn't have the arm strength to make that post route, especially against a cover 3 with the safety waiting.
Yeah, you're throwing a cover 3, and I think he led past it up the field right into the defense. That's just not a good throw. We saw so many good throws from Playa on that drive. He gets inside of the red zone. He gets up to the 23, just approaching the red zone. Why not go to a run there? We saw him establish the run earlier, or check something underneath. Cover 3, you got an opportunity to hit the flats. If they're hard flattening you, you can get those intermediate routes. Right now, we're not seeing that from the Packers. Even though it was a great drive, it's just sad they come away with 0. 1st
and 10. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers putting a little drive together, they made a couple nice plays, a nice throw underneath by Cam Newton, dropping back. Blake Bortles dropping back, all the way to the other side of the field, and he completes it upfield to O.J. Howard, down to the 11-yard line. We'll go full screen of that game, but Bomber, I would be concerned if I were a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan to see Blake Bortles dropping that far back. He is not known for having a very accurate arm downfield.
He's just not trusting his offensive line right now, and he had a route that he knew was breaking wide open. down the field. He knew the tight end was about to split wide open. He was just trying to make sure he had enough time to throw that ball. But right now, we're just seeing a little panic in the pocket. They're 0-4 right now. 0-3, excuse me. They're just coming off a bye week. They need some confidence on this offensive line. They need some confidence on this offense. Let's see if they can cap this drive off with a touchdown.
As we are full screen right now in the Giants and Buccaneers game. 7-0 Giants. Nice drive. A little pitch and catch 2 yards out from Josh Allen to Odell Beckham. Tampa Bay looking to answer as we hit the second quarter. They're on the 11-yard line. We'll keep you updated on Carolina and Green Bay, but it's going to be Blake Bortles dropping back, or Blake Bortles in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers, 2 over the left side, 1 to the right side. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to Ronald Jones, trying to find some room over the left side. And, Bob, we talked in the pregame about the struggles on defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but this run game has not gotten going, and that is what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thrive on, running it, establishing that run game, then hitting you over the top.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get Ronald Jones going, and he hasn't been good all season. Ronald Jones has been struggling for this Tampa Bay team. Let's see if he can get some confidence getting into the end zone here on the 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line.
Looks like they run a little speed option. Bortles. Okay, I said speed option because that's the name of the play. There's no speed there, Bomber. That was the lack of speed.
It actually would have worked. He actually made the right read. He held on to it. The guy went and he took away the option. If he would have just been able to hit the gas, that might have been a walk-in touchdown. But now they're 3rd and 9 from the 10, and it looks like the woes continue in Tampa. They're going to have to settle for another, most likely a field goal, hopefully not a turnover from Blake Bortles.
By the way, Carolina is facing a 3rd and 1 on the 40-yard line. Green Bay defense playing well. 3rd and 9, 7-0. New York on top. Bortles under center. Bunch formation, 3 to the right side, 1 over the left side. They got a 2 tight end set. Howard and Cameron Brate both in. Look for Brate. He's running a little slant over the middle as Carolina does pick up that 3rd and 1. Dropping back. Bortles stepping up. Bortles sitting down. He stepped up in the pocket, and Danny Trevathan was waiting with wide open arms like your mom on Thanksgiving. Give me a hug, Blake. Sit down as well, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be forced to settle for a short field goal. This one from the left hash mark. Kick is up. It is good. 7-3, but Bomber, that was 3 really bad plays inside the red zone.
Yeah, just nothing really going. The windows got tighter. Their confidence got lower. It just was not a good throw, not a good play there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but they came away with 3, so that's a positive. Unlike the Green Bay Packers in the Carolina game, they got at the 23-yard line. Stafford with a turnover. They could have put points on the board.
You're already seeing so far in the Carolina game, as right there, they don't work DJ Moore underneath, Bomber. They use his speed and they look downfield. But right now, the Green Bay Packers, they've made it a point in pregame. They're looking to hit DJ Moore. He already has 2 drops through 2 really tough hits downfield.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit more conservative with DJ Moore. Try to get him the ball in the flat, maybe allow him to turn upfield. But right now, he's getting really rocked in the middle of the field.
2nd down and 10. 2 running backs in the backfield with Cam Newton, 2 wide receivers over to the right, 1 to the left side. It's going to be a handoff to Scott, trying to get something going outside. Good blocking on the edge by DJ Moore. Juke move, picks up a 1st down, spins off another tackle. He'll get to the 38-yard line as Bourne goes down on the play for the Carolina Panthers. As Saquon Barkley, I looked away for 1 second. He's in the end zone. I legitimately was looking over here, and I'm like, let's see what's going on over there. And Saquon Barkley turning on the burners. And it is trouble for the Bucs. The Bucs at home right now getting housed by the New York Giants, 14-3. Saquon, 1 carry, 58 yards. Give it to me, Bomber. How good is Saquon Barkley with the ball in his hands?
He's one of the best in the business. When he gets rocking and rolling, he's got a spin move on the outside. He's got the JU ice when he's running downhill. He's just tough to stop. He's a handful. And right now, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, I said it earlier, they're giving up nearly 30 points per game. Every single time they step on the field, they're a liability. And right now we're seeing it as the Giants are on pace to put up 35, 40 points right now on NBL Live broadcast number 252.
2nd and 10. Teach me to look away when Saquon Barkley is on the field. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Cam Newton dropping back. Blitz coming from the outside, looking deep up the field, and Cam overthrows Gonzalez. And 4 of 9, 35 yards to start this game, Bomber. But Green Bay, I think, has established the tone. They're getting aggressive. They're coming after Cam Newton. They're forcing him to make quick reads. And so far, whether it's the receivers not making plays in the rain or Cam Newton making bad throws, Carolina looks uncomfortable on offense.
Yeah, a little unsettling right now. The pressure kind of gets to him, and that's what the Green Bay Packers do. They send the heat, and then they start drop coveraging on you. Let's see if the Carolina Panthers can kind of figure it out here and kind of settle into their own.
A little buck sale action, it looks like. 2 wide receivers over to the right side, 1 to the left side. Post route on the left, corner route for DJ Moore on the right. Let's see what Newton looks for. 4-man rush, and that guy fell straight down. I don't know if you saw that. There was a rusher off the edge coming in on the blitz. He straight up tripped over his own legs. And DJ Moore wide open on the right side. And Bomber, I'm not sure. Early in this game, we've seen the Green Bay Packers not blitz. I think they've blitzed on every play.
Yeah, it seems like they're ultra aggressive sitting the Heat. I don't know how that will fare once Cam Newton starts figuring this out, starts putting blockers in the backfield and sending DJ Moore underneath. That's going to create some problems here for Green Bay.
First and 10, Cam dropping back, Rush gets there, hits Cam Newton, DJ Moore takes another hit, another drop, and boy, Bomber, here in the Madden world, you see your number one wide receiver, your 99 overall wide receiver, DJ Moore. He's taking 3 stick hits as he's caught the ball. You got to be concerned about the Madden gods looking down upon you and giving DJ Moore an injury.
You might want to think about turning conservative ball carrier on. Obviously, aggressive tackle might be on for the Green Bay Packers. Everything's a hit stick right now. You got to turn that conservative on and see if you can beat that adjustment from the Green Bay Packers.
Newton under center, Moore out to the left, Funches out to the right, dropping back to pass on 2nd and 10. Waiting, looking, throwing a pick. Cam Newton right up the middle. Martinez, I don't know if he fell down or if he dove for that one or what it was, but Bomber, I can tell you.
Oh, wow, you want me to tell you what it was?
What was it?
A player was on the D-line smashing X 1,000 times.
Yep,
and he
there
got
it
the
is.
pick, and he dove to the ground right when he got it.
Hey, it worked.
But hey, man, he's got this defense. I told you, he sends the heat, and then he drop coverages you. And you're expecting the Heat. The Heat doesn't get there. You're waiting, nowhere to go. Cam Newton gets antsy in the pocket, throws a turnover. I mean, Play is just outplaying Porter right now. He's just outplaying the Panthers.
Outplaying the Panthers, absolutely. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put together a nice drive, they needed points on this drive as there's not a whole lot of time left. Handoff up the middle for the Green Bay Packers. That's a free 10 yards for Udeze. Don't know where everybody went. That was a big drop coverage. Only a 3-man front, a very light box, good recognition by the Packers running the ball there. 1st and 10 for Blake Bortles. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the right side, 1 over to the left side. Bortles, he's going to hand it off to Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones just can't get anything going. 4 yards on the play as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just on the other side of midfield at the 48-yard line. Green Bay, 1st and 10. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Adams over to the left, Patterson over to the right. We haven't called Patterson's name today. Wonder when the Packers are going to look to hook up with him, as that's going to be a sack, and that one's just too easy. Okafor right up the middle. It was a 5-man rush, everybody tight to the line, and Green Bay played right into that one, Bomber, running a play action with some long developing routes.
Yeah, but Green Bay, man, just a much improved team right now. I'm going to give you some stats here on Ronald Jones real quick. Week 1, 9 carries, 84 yards. Week 2, 7 carries, 17 yards. Week 3, they're 0-3 right now. They've only played 3 weeks. Week 4 was a bye week. Week 3, 8 carries, -5 yards.
So he improved in the bye week because he had 0 yards.
Exactly. His yards per carry from week 3 in which he had 8 carries to week 4 in which he had 0. It was higher week 4 with 0 carries. It's a struggle right now for Tampa right now just to move the ball. This 3rd and 3, I doubt they even pick this up.
Carolina bringing the blitz on Stafford, a cover 0 free fire blitz. And that's maybe the one part where I think if Carolina and Porter is paying attention, Matt Stafford, this Green Bay offense, they do really well when they have a lot of time, but when Matt Stafford gets under pressure, Bomber, and this Green Bay offense starts to face some adversity with some pressure, that's when the turnovers can show up, and Carolina doing a nice job of showing pressure. The question is, will Carolina recognize this and continue to bring the heat? They only brought 4 men there, deep pass down the middle, batted away. Green Bay's going to be forced to punt this one away. Tough offense right now in that game.
We got 66 viewers right now watching. I almost said building the franchise. NBL Live, Super Show.
Don't you hijack my show, man.
Broadcast number 252. We got a commercial coming up soon from Project Fat that's going to tell
right
you
now.
about. We got that. All right, let's play it right now.
After
tell you about
this
Broadcast
play,
253.
Let's let you know what's coming up later this week. Just kidding. Didn't load. Hold on. We've got a commercial coming, but every once in a while, XSplit does that with videos for some reason. Don't ask me why. It just happens, as we still got dual screen coverage. Quick throw to the flat for Saquon Barkley. Bombers, the Giants doing a great job of getting Saquon Barkley touches.
Oh, absolutely. Saquon Barkley, you got to integrate him into the offense, sprinkle him in the passing game, get him running outside, slightly off guard, up the middle, however you want it. He can pretty much do it all. And right now, he's looked phenomenal for this team.
As Cam Newton trying to get something going for the Carolina Panthers. 2:32. Both these games, the Giants under the 2-minute warning. Carolina trying to get down to the 2-minute warning, and they're going to take a 5-yard penalty. So they go from a 2nd 2 and a 2nd 7, Bomber. That's a big mistake.
That is a huge mistake. And right now, I'm looking around thinking to myself, okay, Cam Newton, that was an opportunity to pick up an easy first down. It looked like he kind of got the defense to jump, but instead the defense did a great job selling it to make the ref have to blow the whistle. because the offensive player rose up just a little bit. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, pushing them back to 2nd and 7. That's big time for this Carolina team who's struggling to move the ball today. Well, this looks like a cover 0 hero for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, the Packers, a lot of guys in the box, not a lot of help over the top, and Carolina looks like they're going to try to run the ball. Toss play to Scott over the left side, and Bomber, you hit the nail on the head. They had a heavy box. It wasn't a cover 0, but it was a heavy zone blitz. They tried to get around that blitz. Green Bay, though, they're just so sound on the edges. It's hard to get that edge for these running backs. And at the end of the day, if Carolina can't run the ball, when this team becomes one-dimensional, that's where Carolina's going to struggle.
Yeah, this Green Bay Packers team is talented as they bring the corners down here on the next play. Is going to hit the 2-minute warning. Cam Newton's got to get rocking and rolling. 3rd and 8, let's take a shot. You want to say DJ and pray? That's where they throw it up and pray for Gimme More to come away with a big-time catch. He hasn't had a touchdown all season. Here's the play to do it. Right before the end of the half, let's take a shot down the field.
Here's the commercial. There we go. This Friday, we got another NBL Live Super Show. Our marquee game, the Oakland Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos in a big AFC West matchup. The Cardinals and the Buccaneers. You'll see these Bucks again. Episode 253, Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. We're on the NBL Network. Big shout out to Project Fat for the commercial. It finally got working. We figured it out. Big 3rd and 8 now for Carolina Bomber. 0-0 the score. I don't know about you. It feels like Green Bay's winning this game right now.
It absolutely does. It seems like they're playing right into Green Bay's hand. It's a hot and heavy defense. They're sending a lot of pressure. They're we call it AB. They're always blitzing in Green Bay, and it just seems like that's what they're doing continuously against this Carolina Panthers team, and they're just not figuring it out. You need to get DJ Moore down the field or underneath quickly and allow him to use his legs and run. Let's see if Cam Newton figures it out here at the 2-minute warning, takes a shot down the field in this rain.
35 seconds left for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's Blake Bortles' empty backfield. Trying to get something going. Look for Mike Evans in the slot to make a big play here on 2nd and 9. They're at midfield. Bortles dropping back. He looks for Mike Evans. He finds Mike Evans. They're down to the 35-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there from Bortles. 3rd and 8 play action pass. Cam Newton steps back, waiting, looking, lobbing. Nobody home. Looking for DJ Moore once again. And Bomber, once again, you're seeing maybe a little bit of over-reliance on your number 1 wide receivers. Big shout out to Big Finn now following here on Twitch. They had the drag route open underneath. The drag route would have picked up the first down and was a much easier throw. Instead, in this rain, they're looking for Cam Newton to make these touch passes over the top, and so far Cam doesn't have it.
That was it right there. Was he not wide open,
Oh, yeah, he
naked?
was.
I mean, that's easily a 30-yard gain. You're right back inside the red zone where you turned it over last time. Can you figure it out? Right now, you're giving Green Bay another opportunity to get down the field, and they got that very electric number 1 overall pick, Derek Patterson. Let's see if they can figure it out.
Bortles underneath, 12 seconds and counting, 10 seconds. I'd be shocked if they ran another play. You got to think Tampa Bay's going to use that last timeout and
take the field
goal. As they do indeed take the timeout. Tampa looking to cut it to a 1-score lead before the half. It'll be a 49-yard attempt. 1st and 10, Stafford dropping back, waiting, looking, waiting, looks underneath, completes it, picks up the first down, and more little spin move to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. He's got some room to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Green Bay! Oh, what a play inside of 2 minutes. Little spin move, missed tackles or kill ya. And Matt Stafford finds Valdez-Scantling, and Scantling does the rest. 6-0, Green Bay on top. And boy, Bomber, talk about a turn of events after they had a easy possible touchdown. As, by the way, they missed the extra point right off the right upright.
Missed 3 extra points versus the Detroit Lions week 1 when he lost by 1 right now. He's struggling in the wind.
Listen,
he's not
here's all I'm
it.
saying. Play as double ARP, okay? The reaction times just aren't there as much, but 6-0 the
he
score.
Just spun on a 20-year-old that that all he does is play video games. I mean, Porter's a video game guru. He plays every video game on the surface known to
That's
man.
true. But Porter might have some other reasons why his reaction times are down. But talk about a turn of events, Bomber. That was an easy touchdown to DJ Moore. They don't complete it. They punt it, and then 1 play later, Green Bay makes the play. And Bomber, I would like to point out, we haven't even seen anything from Derek Patterson.
Nothing so far, and it's just been Valdez-Scantling making the plays. Green Bay is just turning into a really tough team. Pricey, I hate to break it to you, that first-round pick's not looking so swell right now. Let's see if Green Bay can come away with the pick. They're coming off a big win against Jacksonville last week. They held Jacksonville to nearly nothing. I think they won 16-13 week 4 NBL season 35.
As Carolina looking to make a drive here before the end of the half. New York and Tampa Bay already into the second half. Saquon Barkley trying to make a move. Nice tackle there. Cam rolling out. Cam thrown across his body. Cam somehow finds Devin Funchess down inside the 35-yard line. Boy, that wasn't pretty, but Cam Newton showing off the arm strength, the back foot across his body throw, and Devin Funchess says, thank you very much. Boy, how big would it be for Carolina to respond to that Green Bay touchdown?
It would be huge. And here would be my issue. If Carolina, let's say they end up getting in the end zone, they get maybe a lucky play or something happens, they get down the field, then they kick the extra point. They go into halftime with a lead. That could be a little demoralizing. It looks like another blitz here for the Packers.
Dropping back is Cam Newton. Blitz coming right side. Picked up nicely. Oh, the user was... Oh, there were like 3 guys there that should have intercepted that one, and they didn't make the play. That is a killer, and that was a bad read from Wham Bam. Thank you, Cam. Green Bay almost going the other way with that one. But there's a reason they play defense. They don't play offense. Now 2nd and 10 as New York also putting together a nice drive just on the other side of the 50. They have a 3rd and inches. Tampa Bay loading up the box. See if New York can pick this one up. 2nd down and 10 for Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Dropping back is Newton. Looking deep down the middle of the field for Gonzalez, who makes the play. Boy, why didn't the safety come down and do anything there?
Well, I mean, he's the last line of defense. He's backing up. He doesn't want... See, that's another thing. So people want that safety to come down and make that play. Then my only response to that is, then there has to be a time in which that safety inches down and I lob it over the top. If I don't get that, then, nobody wants to see that. Then they're going to go, oh, my gosh, beat over the top. But there has to be a balance. And that's the one. Oh, just a dangerous throw there by Cam Newton on the right side there, right side of the screen.
On DJ Moore. By the way, DJ Moore, that is his 4th drop in tight coverage.
Oh, that's his 3rd drop on the year inside the red zone, inside for a touchdown. Look at this right now. If they do score here, let's talk about this for a second. If they do score, it will come off a Gonzalez catch that was in traffic, a pretty nice grab. Yep. Then they'll be able to take the lead. Like I said, a couple of just really questionable throws might lead to a touchdown here. Could be a little demoralizing for the Packers.
By the way, big stop for Tampa Bay on that 3rd and inches. 2nd and 10, waiting, looking back at the end zone.
Oh, he was
that was a high
open
pass.
Too.
And that was a high pass.
Was it? No, that's why.
You got it. I mean, that's why he went all the way to the back. In the rain.
Why'd you have to high pass it?
It
was split. Look at the zone coverage right there. It was a cover 4 drop, but the 2 safeties
the 2
were
safeties
playing,
are really... Yeah, I've never seen
it's
that.
It's like worse than a cover 2.
Yeah.
Because it's really a cover 2 split between 4 zones, and it just still leaves the middle wide open right there. I don't like that one.
I don't know if I've ever seen the play art where the 2 safeties play that separated. 3rd and 10. Yeah. For the Carolina Panthers, we still got dual screen coverage here on NBL Live. 3rd down and 10. Cam Newton. Oh, big pick. Oh, New York all the way to the end zone. They're routing Tampa Bay right now. Cam Newton on 3rd down. Waiting, looking, and he misses another throw. And this is what we're talking about, Bomber. We talk about rhythm in the NBL. Cam Newton in the rain. He's missed a couple throws, and now it feels like the wheels on the bus have actually come off. And Carolina, they're trying to throw their way to victory. They're going to have to settle for a field goal here inside the 15-yard line. As I think Porter fell asleep for a second there. Maybe Jay.
Yeah, I thought he was actually going to keep it where it was, and I was like, yo, you're going to miss this field goal.
It's a bold move, but it's up and good. 6-3 the score. On the flip side, we haven't talked a lot about it because, right now it is a rout, but a pick thrown by Bortles 21-6. And, Barbara, let's go back to the offseason. What was Tampa Bay's thinking in not only releasing Jameis Winston, had a real nice season, but then going out and getting Blake Bortles, who everybody knew struggled in Jacksonville, and they were a big reason why the Jags didn't win as many games as they needed to.
Yeah, he had a 103 QBR and a 102 QBR with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now he's sitting at a 112. And Blake Bortles, and he probably looks at his own statistics and says, hey, man, I'm not really struggling, but it's just the consistency to make the throws when they really count. That's what we say when we talk about Blake Bortles. We didn't see it in Jacksonville. He made the throws underneath, but anytime he needed to drive the ball down the field, that's when you saw his completion percentage and his QBR just really take a dip. And right now we just see a really struggling Blake Bortles, even at a 100, 112 QBR, because he's just not making the throws that you need him to make to win games.
Boy, let's point out, we kicked off these games at the same time. New York's at the 3:10 and counting mark in the 3rd quarter. Green Bay and Carolina just got to halftime. Carolina receiving the ball to start the 2nd half. Appreciate everybody tuning in. NBL Live broadcast number 252 here on the NBL Network. A big shout out to each and every one of you who are hanging out with us tonight. We've got a 2nd and 9 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Dropping back is Blake Bortles. Dropping back is Blake Bortles. Dropping back is Blake Bortles, and it's never a good sign. Let's try to show you that commercial one more time. This Friday, our next episode of NBL Live, we've got an AFC West matchup. Raiders and Broncos, 2 teams looking to compete with the Chiefs, who are the class of that division. It'll all kick off at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. It's another super show. We'll have the Cards and the Bucks as well. The Cards, one of the nice surprises. NBL Live, broadcast 253. That'll be Friday night, again, 9 o'clock Eastern time right here. Same time, same place, same people. 3rd and 9, Bortles moving around. Bortles taking a deep shot, and that's picked off. And, whoo, boy, Bomber. Tampa Bay, the surprise of
we got
last
them
season.
again on Friday?
Against a Cardinals team that's playing very well right now. But, boy, they go from the darlings of the NBL. They win the NFC South, go 13-3. They play in that NFC Championship game last year. But Bomber, I said it last year. I don't like tooting my own horn, but I'm gonna toot it right here. I said last year, let's see what this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team is made of when they have to play a first place schedule. And so far, it hasn't gone well.
No, not at all. Tampa just has not looked good. They haven't looked strong. They haven't looked strong against non-first class teams. They've actually looked like a 4th place team. Just haven't looked good. They're probably going to get scored on again.
That's Odell, 15, 10, 5. Tiptoeing down the sidelines, New York. Putting on a clinic right now in Tampa. Nope, they're going to say he stepped out of the 1. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Well, if you got Saquon Barkley in your fantasy, you're looking good right now.
A little Wildcat action. I do wonder, Bomber, why people still run the Wildcat. Like, it's just not. Boy, last year was so money. It is not true this year.
Yeah, it doesn't work as well as it once did. There's a little handoff there on the left side. You see, yep, he didn't get in. A little halfback inside, can't get inside against the goal line defense. Tampa, man, they just don't seem like they know really what's going on. I expect them. They're going to have a top 5, top 7 pick this year. The way they're playing, they're just one of those head-scratching teams that we might see every other season probably pop up. Well, or that might have been their miracle ride. They got all the way to the NFC Championship game. They took on the Dallas Cowboys, and it just really fell apart very quickly for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they just seem like they haven't been able to get over themselves after that happened.
There you go. This is Saquon Barkley touchdown. You're welcome, fantasy owners. 1st and 10 for Green Bay. Great field position after a nice defensive stand. They're at the 47-yard line on the other side of midfield. I formation, 2 wide receivers. For Matt Stafford under center. As, by the way, a missed extra point for the New York Giants. Stafford dropping back on 1st and 10. Boy, look at all the time in the world, and he's going to chuck it up, looking for Patterson, and they're going to get a pass interference one-on-one and put it down 46 yards to the 1-yard line. That's a big penalty for the Carolina Panthers. Bomber, it was good coverage, but as we know in this Madden,
you don't have to switch on and slow down. You don't even have to switch on to the end. Right there, that was an overthrown ball. Didn't have to get, here's my thing. What Porter did there was he tried to get underneath the ball to swat it. You don't have to be underneath the ball to swat it unless you're going for a pick. And even at that point, you know the game's really touchy on stopping in front of people. So I just try to avoid staying on that path altogether. Right?
You just switch on to the last second.
Exactly. If I'm going to, or if it's an obvious interception, interception opportunity, I will.
What a power run right up the middle, and Green Bay.
That's literally going against. He had a wide open hole. He said, "Nah, man, this is a power run. This is a lead. I'm about to lead through this guy."
Can play and make this extra point. That's the real question.
This is the golf call right here.
Oh, it's up, and it is right down the middle. It is good. Green Bay, 13-3, and Bomber, that one, absolutely perfect.
I'll tell you what, Carolina's in trouble. I call it a Green Bay Packer win, but I also call it a Bucs win, which is looking completely laughable at this point. I mean, it's not over yet.
I have seen no rust from Cringe. Cringe doesn't look rusty whatsoever.
No, he looks like he has a very healthy team. That's another benefit of not playing your own team's healthy by week 4. And he does week 5, excuse me. And he doesn't look like he's missed a beat. His team looks electric, and they look high-powered, and they look ready to rock and roll.
One thing that's going for Carolina right now, there's plenty of time left. 5:06 to go in the third quarter, but a nice drive there, benefited by a penalty. Throw over to the left side. Mike Evans can't make the play. Good coverage over there. This New York Giants defense playing very well against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that just look lost on all ends. 1st and 10. Little handoff to Scott. He's got some room. Bomber, here's something I've noticed about the Green Bay Packers, especially in this game right now. Haven't seen a lot of Green Bay's Packers tape, but I've seen it tonight here on NBL Live. They are a very sure tackling defense. You don't see a lot of missed tackles from a very disciplined play of defense.
Yeah, they're very disciplined. They're very aggressive, and they're very talented. I mean, these are guys who have been drafted at the top ends of their class the last 2 seasons, and they're playing like it. He don't draft busts. He's drafting star players in the first 2 rounds. He's drafting starters in the 3rd round, and as you see right there, 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can get off the field here defensively. This is a big-time down here for the Green Bay Packers.
Tampa looking to close the gap. They've got a 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line. Bortles dropping back with that 2 tight end, 2 wide set. Looks over to the left side and makes a Blake Bortles throw. 3rd and 1 for Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. Heavy front shown by Green Bay. Looks like they're going to try to run for it, and that's way too easy. And that's the one thing I don't like about that call. Carolina, nice job of spreading everybody out, but Green Bay, No linebackers in the middle.
Yeah, no linebackers. It just way too shallow up front. I didn't like what I saw either.
Cam Newton dropping back on 1st and 10. Waiting. You know he's going to be looking for DJ Moore on that post. He finally looks underneath, and right after I compliment Green Bay on no missed tackles, Devin Funchess makes a defender look silly all the way up to the 39-yard line. McKay goes down. I don't know if he was the one who tried to make the tackle, but his ankle is broken, absolutely. As Carolina, they're inside the 40-yard line, Bomber. Can they find the end zone?
They got to, or they got to come away with the field goal at least, and due to the missed extra point from Green Bay earlier, that only put him down a touchdown. Here's the thing. That drag was open way earlier than that. He actually waited till it was guarded because he is looking for that Porter's post just a little too much.
1st and 10. Cam Newton dropping back. Looks like it's going to be a screen pass over to the right side. He's going to lob it up for DJ Moore.
Gosh, the screen actually worked. It was open, OSU.
There aren't too many times the screen works. Right there, it was working. It was there.
Oh, man, and he even held on to it for an extra second. I thought, man, he's really trying to milk these guys to come to him, you know? It was wide open. He just makes the read to go down the field. I don't understand why, and this is the play factor right here. You're playing play. You're down 13-3. He's been locking you up. You can't believe it. And now you start forcing things down the field. I don't like what I'm seeing here from Porter and this Carolina Panthers team. But here he's going to try to get back on track with play action FK quick.
4th and 3, by the way, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers looking to save this game. Play action. Cam's going to get sacked. Balls on the ground picked up by Williams, but he'll be taken down to the 49-yard line. Tampa Bay doesn't look like they did not pick that up. Looking for Mike Evans once again. Boy, New York, what a clinic they put on, Bomber. And I know they're winless right now, but a lot of that due to owner Cringe being out of town. I know it's a tough hole to come out of, but boy, this Giants team looks like one of the few teams in the NFC that's going to be able to challenge that Dallas Cowboys power.
Yeah, they look tough right now. They're in a division. They see that team twice a week, but they got the running attack. They got the passing attack, and that's one of the things, controlling the clock and the ability to go on long drives with the running attack. Let's see if Cam Newton can come away with the lucky play here.
Cross. Little Steelers cross. That's a throwback to Madden 17, 3rd and 22. Cam dropping back. Cam throwing it over. And how do you lose DJ Moore? Can I ask that?
You just can't. You can't lose DJ Moore.
What was the defense?
Little press quarters.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's when they get vertical on you. That's when the issues happen. I thought, honestly, he was going to look down the left side, but then when he backed up a little bit more, I said, okay, he's looking at the crossing route. Let's see if Porter can kind of dig himself out of this hole.
1st and 10, shotgun formation for Cam Newton. Looks like they're setting up the screen. Will he hit the slant with Funchess or the screen with Scott? He's going to throw to Scott. Oh, what a job by the Green Bay Packers. Boy, it looked like they were overloaded on the right side. There wasn't a whole lot over there. But Alexander spun off of his block and made a short tackle, losing 2 on the play. Boy, I am so impressed with this Green Bay Packers team, Bomber. They may be the surprise of the NBL this year.
Yeah, they might. I mean, I could see this team going over 500 fairly easily, actually. This is a good-looking team. They're very aggressive defensively. Now, my only issue is if you get an injury or two here or there, I'm not trying to jinx anything on you, player, but if you get any kind of injury that maybe has to have you pull back this aggression on defense just a little bit, that's when I could see the trouble happening. But right now, they're rocking and rolling, and they're bringing in the big-time Edmonds from the Buffalo Bills next week. All he's got to do is pass the physical, and he's back in.
Pistol formation for Cam Newton, dropping back on 1st and 10. 4-man rush from the Green Bay Packers. They did that drop coverage. They've got a spy on Cam. He tries to throw it. Well, there was a jump they were looking for the pick. But he just whiffed on it, and DJ Moore gets it down to the 1-yard line. You can't miss on plays like that.
Yeah, I'm wondering what defense that was. There was a guy wide open in the corner route. I don't know who he was supposed to be guarding. I'm confused on how that was man coverage. I'm really looking at that going, okay, who was supposed to be where? Seemed like everybody got confused.
Looking like this is going to be a Cam Newton little quarterback sneak on 1st and goal. No, absolutely not, and Cam Newton is hurt. Oh, he got absolutely blitzed on that quarterback sneak, and wham, bam, thank you. Cam is going to the ambulance with that big hit. Boy, how do you get so much force, Bomber, on a 1-yard quarterback sneak? How do you hit somebody that hard?
I don't know. That right there is just coming downhill. You're at the 1-yard line. You gotta punch this in. You got to come away with the touchdown. You can't be held to 3. You got 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The other game's got about 5 minutes left in the 4th, but it seems to be all but over here. The New York Giants are just rocking and rolling, going to get their first victory in NBL Season 35. Broadcast number 252, 253 this Friday.
So we'll go full screen with Green Bay and Carolina. Carolina looking to punch this one in. Double A gap pressure shown by the Green Bay Packers. Looks like Carolina's looking to throw it, but Cam Newton not in the game here on 2nd and goal. I don't even know who is in the game for the Carolina Panthers. I formation, though. Funches out to the right, Moore out to the left, dropping back to pass on 2nd and goal. Quick slant Easy touchdown. If you're a backup quarterback, that's exactly what you want to do, as it looks like Cam Newton will be fine. But Brett Hundley, the former Green Bay Packer, making the throw there to cut this back to a field goal lead. That's a huge touchdown for the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, that's a nice little pitch and catch there on the left side, finding his man, DJ Moore. Hundley, who would have thought, out of all the passes Cam has made this season attempted, the one that actually gets the first touchdown for DJ Moore is going to be Brett Hundley.
12-play, 74-yard drive. Very methodical for the Carolina Panthers. So we go back to dual screen coverage.
And the Giants have scored. Yeah. Big-time play on the left side. Little flood concept. Actually, it's 3 hot routes, so it's create a flood. And he just found his man on the corner around the left side.
Creative flood. It's tough to. It's tough when it doesn't matter what play you call. They're gonna find a way to make the concept that they want. And Bomber, I would safe to assume that Tampa Bay's probably not getting to the NFC Championship this year.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to assume. Tampa just looks like they're struggling right now, and the New York Giants just seem to be a little too much of a powerhouse. Just a little bit, only about 28 points better right now, and they're probably insanely rusty.
What do you think, Bomber? You think we just go full screen to Green Bay, Carolina?
Yeah, I think it's about time. I mean, for visual purposes, I mean, the dual stream isn't bad, but yeah, in key plays, I think we need to go back to the Packers, see if Matt Stafford can kind of close this game out.
Handoff over the left side. Oh, nice run there. 5 yards. And that's Williams. Boy, Bomber, I don't think I've seen a team use as many running backs as Green Bay does. I've seen 3 different guys carry the ball, and they're doing a real nice job of keeping Carolina on their toes.
Yeah, they absolutely are. It just seems like the Carolina Panthers are a step or two behind play. It just came in with the game plan. They're playing to their strengths, and it's tough for Carolina. This is a team that isn't as fast, isn't as physical, and isn't just really as good as this Green Bay Packers team. This team is just on another level right now. Let's see if the Packers can continue it into the fourth. They've had issues closing games out. They're coming off a big win versus Jacksonville. They probably should have beat the Detroit Lions. They came back. They were down 20 against the Lions, came back and made it a game, took the lead at the end. Let's see if they can continue this magic. We haven't seen much of Patterson so far, Derek Patterson. Let's see if he can get rocking and rolling.
Second down and 5. That's that little motion stretch. Nice cut. Gets to the 40-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 2. Let's go full screen in this game. We love the dual screen, but right now this is the competitive game. A big 3rd and 4. And yeah, Bomber, that's the most impressive part for me. It's 13-10, and the only time we've called Derek Patterson's name was on that pass interference call. Other than that, he's been held quiet, but it has been Valdez-Scantling and some real nice reads by Matt Stafford, putting together some nice drives for the Green Bay Packers.
Absolutely. Matt Stafford has looked great. Looked like Matt Stafford's going to come out here on 3rd and 4 and spread them out. Oh, this might be big business down the field for the Green Bay Packers.
Shotgun formation for Cam. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He's got 1 halfback on his left hip. Big 3rd down. Carolina could use this stop here. Dropping back. Pump, fake, waiting, looking, throwing right to Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, I like the double move. So you had the double move and you had the defender kind of bite inside, but it's like we talked about not too long ago, OSU, baiting somebody to make a throw. What Luke Kuechly does there, he just almost sells it like he's beat a little bit while the ball's in the air. He makes it up. Just nice job there by Porter getting underneath the pass.
That's the second time we've seen Matt Stafford just not put any air under the ball. You've got to lead that downfield, put some air under it over these very athletic linebackers. 1st and 10, Carolina, good field position, 43 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Dropping back is Cam. Oh, what a job up the middle. The blitz was coming, and that was Blake Martinez. Boy, that's something you don't see too often, but that's a high awareness linebacker there, Bomber. A free blitz, could have gone for the hit. Instead, he stays in the passing lane and bats that bad boy down.
Yeah, that was just a great heads up, great awareness. Just a headsy play for the Green Bay Packers. That's what they do. They just seem to play faster, smarter, and stronger than everybody else on the field.
Tampa Bay, by the way, punting once again as Blake Bortles, 2 interceptions. I bet you Cam Newton is real happy to have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their division this particular season, as it is a mess right now in Tampa Bay. And Jameis Winston's got to be thinking, boy, you should just paid me, man. Should have just paid me. As Cam Newton, another throw looking for DJ Moore and another bad miss. 13 of 29, Bomber. Clearly the rain is affecting Cam Newton's accuracy.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb. Porter, if you're watching this game, stop lead passing with Cam. Just start hitting the button and just throwing at the receiver. He's having an issue lead passing it. I don't know if it's the rain, if it's the wind, what's going on. Just stop lead passing with him right now because he's completely out of control.
3rd and 10, shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 over the left side. That is DJ Moore alone on the left. Maybe looking for him on that out route. 3rd down and 10, dropping back, looking for the out route. He threw it early. He still found more.
On it.
Oh, boy. 10.
That is what what we call that.
5.
Now, people are going to look at that not like that. But here's the thing. He threw it really early. Cornerback lost track of the ball, and he's just standing there. As a Lions fan, I've seen that trash work against us so many times when someone throws a bad pass, but our corner is not ready for it. Why would he turn around at that point of the break? Another thing, part 2 of that. Why didn't Porter recognize that this has been a very aggressive team? You're pressed up on the left side with DJ Moore. Why not streak him down the field? Why not just give him a shot? Why keep him on that out route that plays into a trailing defender? Probably because he knew he was just going to throw it early right into traffic. I don't know. Wasn't a good throw. Got bailed out by a smart receiver. And just like that, the Packers, who have been, we were going to say the better team, right?
Yeah,
by a lot,
absolutely,
right?
100%, yeah.
They're losing. Now let's see what happens with Stafford. And if that happens and continues the trend, that's going to be like Packers might be the hottest team that doesn't make the playoffs as this thing's all said and done. Because, man, this is a different-looking play a team right now.
Well, do you like the call of going with the cover 0 blitz on 3rd and 10?
It fits their narrative. It doesn't fit. See, we don't like it because it wouldn't fit our narrative, but we haven't been drafting top 5 of every round for 2 seasons and building these workhorses that can play. Buddy Ryan's offense in the 80s and early 90s didn't fit most teams, but if you had the personnel like he had with the Chicago Bears, it fits for him. Now, would I have made that call, OSU? No, of course not. Not in that situation, not up, knowing that Cam Newton's struggling to make throws. I'm just going to have to make him throw it into tight windows. Stafford makes a very dangerous throw. 4 for 10, $119. What has turned into a good game is just suddenly started, just turning into a bad game.
Here's the only reason I question the cover 0 blitz. Cam Newton has thrown an interception today. When did Cam Newton throw it? On 3rd down when they went into a drop coverage.
Yeah. Oh, and he's struggling to throw into windows against zone too. I completely agree.
But when Cam Newton is on, yes, you got to bring pressure. But Cam Newton has had time in the pocket and hasn't been able to make a throw all day. I'd be dropping as many back as I can and making Cam Newton throw it. If he misses those throws and there's somebody there, it's a pick going the other way. By the way, 4th and goal. Nice sack on Blake Bortles. Boy. Well, that was a throw from Matt Stafford, and that was a heck of a catch by Davante Adams in double coverage. So we're going to hit the 4th quarter. Green Bay, they're on the 45-yard line. That's the first catch for Adams. Let's see if they get this playoff before the end of the quarter. It doesn't look like they are, but 17-13.
And that was a post to Adams against the cover 1. Nothing about that cover 1 man. Nothing about that is good. That throw, as far as the read, right? You wouldn't think. Look on paper. You're running a post right into help. You would think maybe the drag, something on maybe even the dig as it crosses the field. But, man, Stafford's got a gun, and if he steps into it and he really drives it, even with this wind, he's able to drive the ball down the field. And that was just a really spectacular catch for Davante Adams.
It is Matt Stafford under center, 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right side, 1 to the left side. He's got a halfback in the backfield, single back formation. Patterson looks like he's going to have one-on-one play action. Dropping back, it's a double move for Patterson. They're throwing it up to Patterson. Jackson's on him. It's batted down. Boy, that was a real nice user there, Bomber. That's exactly what you're talking about. It was
I still think a little too much contact, but yes, exactly. See how at the end, how much space he was able to get up? For those listening to that play with us, you can make up a lot of space at the end. You don't have to be chest to chest with him like you used to. You can literally be as he was, and it was a clean play, and that was a really nice user, even though I think he was just a tad too close. Because the game's real touchy, I don't even like to give you that close, But definitely much better than last time.
Nice draw play. What a call there from Playa Udizi, picking up a nice chunk of yards. Going to bring up a 3rd and 6. As looks like the New York Giants and Tampa Bay is going to go final 34-6. Bomber. We didn't talk about the game that much because honestly not a lot happened. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers got absolutely trounced. Do you see this New York Giants team making the playoffs?
I got a theory not a theory. I got an idea for you. Let's take these. Yeah, I think the Giants make the playoffs. They're going to go to 1-4 now.
Yeah.
They have a tougher schedule. I think they still have Dallas twice.
Yep.
And they still have the Detroit Lions. They still have some good teams. They did have a number 1 schedule, but I'm not 100% sold on it just yet. But I think they will. I'm 80%, 75% sure they'll make the playoffs. Right now,
so much time chucking it up. And that's picked off by Randall.
What a play! What a defensive
bad
play.
Throw. What are you thinking there? 7 seconds of time in the pocket, and you're chucking that up. Well,
at what point do you just take off?
That's why you're top of the draft, though. That's the problem. It's the decisions like that. That's the difference in this game.
Yeah, and honestly, he's drafted great. His defense has been really good, even though I think he's coming out too aggressive even here again. His defense is going to try to make a turnover here, but that's just a bad forced throw that you just can't have. If you would just kick field goals while you're in range, you'd be often a lot better.
Just tackle him. Boy, he strayed for a second. McKay with the sack on Cam Newton, so why not bring a little pressure? And They do get a big sack, but Bomber, here's what we've seen in the second half. Carolina's been able to make plays. Green Bay has sort of slipped into what's put them at the top of the draft every year, forcing some really bad throws and getting overly aggressive on defense and getting burned.
Yeah, I want to say that. I want to preface it with this. This is not the same Green Bay team. They look a lot more they have that it factor, and they have that ability to make stops and make plays. But yes, mental errors are going to keep you losing, and that's what they've had a couple times throughout this game. But they've put together a really nice game. I mean, have we seen a player-led team look as strong as this team has at its highest peak? I mean, I think we both can agree and say not even close.
No, not even a little bit. As now 3rd and 20, Bomber, let's not forget the last time Carolina had a 3rd and long, they picked it up. DJ Moore by the sticks, press quarters. Was absolutely awful, and it left DJ Moore open. Now 3rd and 20 for Carolina. Do they just run the ball and trust their defense? Their defense has played very well here in the second half. They've actually played well all game. Matt Stafford hasn't been able to do a lot. It's a big shout out to Koj, the Furu, now following Scott right up the middle. Boy, he had a big hole. He'll pick up 8, but they're going to punt this away and trust their defense. Bomber, do you like the call, considering how Cam Newton has played today?
Yeah, I think it's a safe play. And it gives you a little bit more of a field position here, as this kick's going to be wild. Oh, no, it stays right down it looks like it's going to stay down the middle. Yeah, considering how bad Cam Newton has been, yeah, I think it plays a little bit more into field positioning for you and where their offense is going to start, because they need a touchdown. They don't need a field goal. I think that's the problem. Stafford and this offense is thinking they need a touchdown last play. They could have kicked the field goal and stopped this Carolina team and go away, kick a field goal, and win this game. Right now, I still think they're in I got to score mode, and that could be detrimental to them, as Carolina is just going to try to stop them from getting into the end zone.
Well, let's not forget, that's the second interception thrown by Matt Stafford on the opposite side of the field. 1st and 10 for Matt Stafford. They're going to spread him out here on 1st down. 3-man rush from Carolina. Nice throw underneath, and the ball is out, but it's recovered by Green Bay. Oh, what a heads-up play by the lineman. That ball popped out. Valdez-Scantling has been great today, but that was almost disaster for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, absolutely was. Right there, the Green Bay Packers saw this game just kind of fall into the abyss, but picked up by another head on a swivel offensive player here for the Green Bay Packers. Let's see if they can go on a couple drives and move these chains and get significantly into the red zone and score. This is a light box right now. I'd run the ball if I was Green Bay.
2nd down and 5, shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers through the right, 1 to the left. Dropping back is Stafford. Oh, that's a bad throw again. It's a bad throw again. That was tight coverage, but the man coverage from the Carolina Panthers has been really good today. Really good.
A lot of man coverage is really just kind of, it's not necessarily predetermining your routes, but having a man beater and expecting that man beater to beat. And right there, it did not beat the man. The Carolina has done a great job kind of taking 1-2 away. We saw it earlier. Stafford went through a very nice step up, 1-2, and made the 3rd read and dropped it in there nicely. Right now, he seems to struggle coming off that first guy.
3rd down and 5 for the Green Bay Packers. Stafford in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Dropping back is Matt Stafford. He looks over, a little curl route, and that was great defense. It was thrown late, and Bomber, Stafford can't make that throw anymore. That was all the way across the field on a curl route. And it looks like Green Bay might be going for it here. 3:29 to go. Do you like the call?
I don't know. I feel like you got a stalled out, struggling Carolina team that's just waiting to turn the ball over and give you a pick 6. I don't know if you do it, but they're going to stay aggressive because that's how this team plays. They're aggressive on offense and aggressive on defense. Let's see if they can pick it up.
Boy, that's so disappointing because look at the play call against cover 2. That slot post.
Yeah, you had the post.
It's going to be all over.
He had the post wide open.
He got the pasta down the field. 4th and 5. Double A got pressure. Looks like Carolina's going to be aggressive here. They're going to press up and make Stafford make a throw. And he throws behind the user, and it's a 1st down. Oh, the user in man coverage looked like he got lost. Maybe looking in the backfield. And Green Bay, a big 4th down pickup, and that might be the momentum Green Bay needs to get a victory here at home.
Yeah, that's just a simple play. Why go man coverage there? Against the user that you know is looking for his speedster, number 1 overall pick. I asked him how much he would target his number 1 overall pick, Patterson, this season. He said, well, I didn't draft him number 1 for him to be a decoy. I said, all right, I'll take him on my fantasy team, and right now he's been paying some dividends.
Play action, Pat. Boy, that took so long.
That was a slow.
Awful.
You almost got to pull that one because you got to play action with another motion coming across. Look at Stafford waiting there. I would have pulled it early, let the 2 halfbacks out the backfield kind of leak out, and then he was really looking at post on the wide right side, the split underneath the safety, and it might have been open, and Stafford would have been able to make that throw. That could have been a big-time play for the Green Bay Packers. Let's see where they're at, 2nd and 15.
Second down and 15. Shotgun formation for Stafford. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Man coming in motion. That is Patterson on second down. Boy, that drag's going to be wide open. That's an easy pitch and catch, cut up field. And the Carolina Panthers, they dropped way back. Was that Valdez-Scantling? That was Valdez-Scantling underneath. They dropped way back. And when you drop that far back, Bomber, that's an easy read with the drag. And they basically just gave up 13 yards. They said, get your 13, you're not going to score.
Yeah, it's turning into a time situation right now. I think Carolina and Riverboat Ron are saying, you know what? This team got to score to beat us. They need a touchdown. Let's drop back and make them work it down the field. And then we think when the windows get tighter, we got an opportunity to pick off Matt Stafford.
Green Bay going to take a timeout. 3rd and 2, Bomber. If I'm Green Bay, I'm looking at spreading them out and running the ball here because their run game has been very effective.
Yeah, it has. And you're looking at a defense that has changed from being aggressive to now dropping back. I'm still concerned on the double-A gap on the nickel coverage, in which he pressed everybody up in a cover 0. What was the reasoning for that? I mean, maybe even a cover 1 I'd understand because at least you have help in the middle, but I don't want to have one-on-one coverage with Patterson knowing that he's got an opportunity to go over the top and just kind of lob it up there for a layup.
You know,
Didn't understand that strategy.
I'll give you a little what I think happened.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers have been pretty aggressive today, right?
Yep.
They basically shut down DJ Moore today. I think Playa got into old Porter's head. He went, I bet you I can get aggressive. Watch me get aggressive and force some pressure here. And, boy, the other thing that was scary about that
the
one,
pressure that's been working on him, he's trying to dish it back. But
Yeah,
you got to
dish it
have a
back.
personnel group to do things like that.
Hey, listen, we don't need to get that intellectual about it. But here's the other scary part. I don't know if you saw it. When he zoomed out to show the coverage, the man on the tight end was the safety on the opposite side of the field. He's like he didn't just like dink and dunk and just an easy touchdown. 3rd and 2. Let's see what Green Bay can do. User man coverage, and they're going to take a delay.
Oh, wow. That's big. Those yards are big. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 2.
Somebody wake Play up. He fell asleep. Somebody wake him up.
I'm feeling comfortable in a 3rd and 2. Like you said, hand it off, pick up the first down, keep the chains moving. You're inside the 30. Still got an opportunity to take a shot, a post over the middle of the field, pick up a touchdown. But right now, I don't know how I feel. And back to this cover 0 coverage. I don't know.
Zero.
I don't know here.
I don't know how you give up a delay game off a timeout, but 3rd and 7. Shotgun formation. Blitz coming right up the middle. Looking over to the out route. Jackson jumped it, and he missed it. It's caught on the right side. Oh, I thought that was going the other way, and it was a miss. And Derek Patterson with a catch. Matt Stafford all the way across the field. Bomber puts the ball on the money.
Yeah, that was just a nice throw, but almost got picked off by the defense. They were kind of sitting on it. Back-to-back man coverages. Is he going to take a shot over the top here? A couple now, they're backing him off. Smart play there by Porter.
1st and 10. I might be looking to run the ball here. 2:04 to go. It's impossible for him to take a delay of game because there is the 2-minute warning, and that's going to be the 2-minute warning.
Here we go. Oh, I said earlier when Green Bay had the ball, if they just kicked the field goal, they'd probably get another opportunity to get the ball back. Think about it. Right now, this could be not a game-winning drive to score a touchdown. This could be, hey, I'm going to run the ball, make you burn your timeouts, and then I'll kick a field goal, and I'll go up. I'd be up 2 right now. Right now, it's a situation they got to score.
Stafford threw a pick in the end zone in the first half, too. That's 6 points. That's the lead right now. 1st and 10, Stafford under center. He's got 2 wide receivers. He can drop back to pass on 1st and 10. They're trusting the arm of Matt Stafford. He throws it right into hard flat coverage. It wasn't even that hard to read. And that's why this team's had the number 1 pick over and over and over. It's reads like that. See ya, 10-5, touchdown. Carolina's going to come away with a win in this game.
Here's the issue, and I still see good reads over there. It's not horrible reads, but when it's bad, it's interception. Here's the deal. If you sprinkle in enough running, just bear with me here. You sprinkle in enough running, OSU. You just run the ball and commit to running the ball later in the game. Okay, well, I mean, that still could make it interesting. That's a very interesting missed extra point there.
They don't have the offense to do it. Nope.
But if they sprinkle in the running attack with their defense playing the way that it is, you can still win. You could win games even with a game. If you become a game manager that can take big shots down the field, as opposed to trying to use the underneath to be your run game, right? Because that's what they're doing, trying to subsidize the lack of a run game in the fourth to use an underneath throw. If they kind of switch that mentality, as you said, run the ball in the second half, I think that will take some pressure off Stafford, and then it'll be a lot easier throws to throw down the field once you get the run game going, and you can just live and die by this defense.
First of all, my favorite part about that was right before that pick was thrown, Dark Brawler came in the chat and said, "Playa got this."
Well, he has based on his he's on a USB right now. He's 100%.
He's in the first quarter.
Oh yeah, he's in the first quarter right
again.
now, and Playa's looking dominant. Matt Stafford collapse here on NBL Live Broadcast 252. Play the commercial. What do we got coming up Friday?
Let's see if we See, I figured out what messed it up. I figured out.
You didn't have it on hide afterwards?
No. It's the gold standard transition. It doesn't like that.
Okay.
It messes it up. Let's see if I'm right. Or I'm gonna look foolish when I click on this now. Nope, it worked right there. This Friday, don't forget, we got NBL Live Broadcast 253, an AFC West matchup. It is the Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. Two teams looking to challenge the Kansas City Chiefs for a division title. Also, Cards and Bucks. That's right, you can see the Bucks once again. It's all coming up Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern time right here on NBL Live. Yeah, it really just doesn't like the transition. I don't know why.
13 to 23. I mean, it's just right now, Green Bay Packers have to think this is a game, a winnable game, right? First of all, they should have 14 points. Second of all, they should have kicked the field goal when they threw the interception at least. That would have given them 17. And then Carolina got a pick 6, right? So you take that away. I mean, you see what I'm saying here? This whole outcome of the game can change. Even you can't put your offense in a situation where you need them to drive the ball down the field to score at the end when they're playing pass coverage defense. But if you're able to maintain a back-and-forth game where they have to respect the running game, the offensive passing is going to be easier. But Green Bay's defense, how would you rate it A to F today? I'm giving it an A. That's probably the best defense I've seen on NBL Live in a while. Like, I mean, as far as just the way the players are moving and they're rolling and the aggressiveness, I like what I saw. Mind you, it is against a 3-1 team that I predicted to be the worst record at the end of this year, so I don't have much faith in Carolina. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm very impressed with the Green Bay Packers' improvement defensively on this with this unit.
Well, Bomber, you know who this Carolina Panthers team reminds me of? Tampa Bay Buccaneers from last year. And here's why.
Yeah.
I
see that.
Where did the Carolina Panthers finish last year? Last place. Let me tell you who they've beaten this year. The 1-4 Raiders, the 0-5 Chargers, the 1-4 Vikings, and now the soon-to-be 1-4 Packers. Their one loss was to the 2-2 Atlanta Falcons. And if you look at the rest of their schedule, I mean, I'm looking at it. They still have 2 matchups with the Saints, who are playing very well this year. One more with the Falcons. They've got the Lions still to come up. They've still got to play the 49ers, who are at 2-2 somehow, which could be an interesting matchup. They got the Bears, who are at 2-2, which I know the Bears are playing better than they are. And they got 2 matchups with the Buccaneers, which are easy wins. This is just the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from last year. It's the last place schedule.
After what you said, I got them at 10-6. I see 6 losses on there. Yeah, so if they get lucky on a few, they could fool us. But I don't know if they got the. I don't know if they have the. I don't want to say the Tampa Bay's offense was great last season, but it was efficient and it was sharp and they knew what they wanted to do. I think Carolina, as I said this with Porter a lot, lacks identity. So at the end of the game, is it Cam Newton? Is it running the ball? What are we doing here? Is it driving the ball to DJ Moore? It's you know what it is? Do you know what their offense is? It's run a screenplay. The screenplay finally works in Madden, and then throw the streak.
Yep.
That's my concern. That's why, while I believe scheduling, what you're saying makes sense. You know, you're having an opportunity to win a lot of games against teams that are bottom of the conference. I don't know if they can win a playoff game with that mentality, even if they get there. And I still think they have about playing the North. I think that's going to be a little.
And they still got to play the Kansas City Chiefs. So here's the question. Let me pose the question the other way. Do the Carolina Panthers beat a team that's over 500 this year?
How many are they playing?
You got to assume
6?
the Bears will be over 500.
Bears, Lions,
Chiefs
3,
Falcons
4. You got one game
Saints,
with the Falcons left.
One more with the Falcons. Saints,
that's going to be 5, which would be 6
Broncos
games.
are at 2 and 3. So
I like the Broncos team, but I don't know if they're. I think that's going to be a team on the cusp. If Under Oath has another couple good drafts, that's going to be one of my sleeper teams. I'll talk about that on Commissioner Corner. So
let's go with the teams under
5.
The teams under 500 that they have left. 49ers. I know they're at 2 and 2, but they'll be under 500. 49ers, Eagles, 2 with the Bucks, and the Broncos.
He might lose 2 of those games.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this guy makes the playoffs. I didn't see nothing. They were up. They won 26-13.
Porter comes into the chat in the middle of this game, which I hate, and says Panthers win out. Now I'm predicting the Carolina Panthers are going to finish the season with 4 wins.
I honestly think that he was outplayed 80% of this game. I think Playa hit a spin move on him and went to the house early in this game that really made me go, okay, what are we working with here? A couple big plays, and then the defense was sound the entire game, Green Bay's defense. But sadly, they never had a chance. Their offense threw the game away at the end of the game, but I think Green Bay, if they would have just punted the ball even at a couple points rather than throwing that pick six. Let's say they didn't throw that pick six and for some reason they decided I'm not kicking the field goal either. I'm just going to punt it right now with 2 minutes left. I think they would have got the ball back, potentially got a pick six, or something crazy would have happened because it just seemed like it was leaning that way and Cam Newton was just going to turn the ball over.
They're going to nail this bad boy out. Carolina's going to come out with a 26-13 win over the Green Bay Packers. A valiant showing by the Packers, especially defensively. They looked very good, but at the end of the day, if you can't throw the ball to your own team, 6 turnovers from the Green Bay Packers. I know one was late, but 6 turnovers, Bomber. You're not going to win any game with 6 turnovers. Guaranteed.
No, you can't. I think 3 were late, actually. I think he had 3 picks in the last minute. That user pick right there, then the pick 6, and then there was one right after the pick 6, right? Yeah, so there's 3. Yeah, at the end of the games, you got to close them out. But if you're asking this team to drive the ball down the field, I don't know if they're ready for that just yet. I think you got to work in the ground game. But the defense of the Green Bay Packers looked the best today in this game. But once again, the Panthers come away with the win. They're going to be 4-1, and the confetti's going to be falling for Porter.
Going into their bye week, we'll see what this Panthers team is made up. Don't forget, we'll play that commercial one more time on our way out. Friday night, our next NBL live broadcast, 9 o'clock Eastern time, right here. Appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody who hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. We certainly do appreciate it. We're going to get out of here. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. For my co-host, the Commissioner Bomber, I am OSU. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in to NBL Live, and here's what's coming up later this week with another NBL Live broadcast.